2029, we may be on the ballot for the presidency. Where we will come here and say, Brother Sakoles, you people will have to appoint a commissioner for Sakoles. Brother Sakoles, they are educated people. It's not about education. It's about how well you govern your people. They are people that got degrees, they know nothing. The only person with 8 people that they can't achieve nothing from. Our marketeers will come to power. In every country, at least 2 million and break out for marketeers, building runners, and younger ones to empower themselves. The money is there, but everything is long way back carrying the benefit of. Because we are close.
Talking to the president, it's not a good thing. Thank you so much.
Hello.
My son, you made a mistake.
Father.
I heard you last night. You absolutely after the whole election. In my corner. If you hear my preaching, no Sunday, you will conclude I'm right. Will you rescue the nomenclature after winning? Just after they only answer my phone, don't pick me up. They don't let me down. They really have time. I don't stop. I don't stop. Because God know why it's happening. Everything I will accept it because I was from a bad president to him from Nima. The Nima will not understand if I can't get on board. The Senate for the staff of worker. When we have growth, the Senate for the country, the post of their funding and the statute of simple ruling and the amnesty law, everything. And the position statement for those commissioners who decided on budget to here. And tell the way forward is a powerhouse of peace. Then when brother come now, he is the streets are coming there, but the Gilon there, Nombi there. and you now where you got thinking all kind of way, but all kind of things. You want to go after people, then the CDC control the one house in the upper house.
Mhm.
So they went talking away, talking about this. But I think they did a resolution that passed because of money problem.
Yeah.
Then the Senate.
Oh, yes, indeed. And something, but anyway, what a great day. Of course, an interesting opportunity it feels to be back. Sometimes the grass are not as green as you see them. Or as you think of them to the other place. The very hell you're catching is just sometimes the same thing the other man is going through. But the only difference is that the man is trying to move beyond his issues and embrace life. So sometimes, of course, we all encounter difficulties, extreme difficulties. You get very challenged. And even the first $5 US you can raise for yourself. And then the most difficult thing about people who are of a certain status in society is that unlike in most instances the delayed man, you reach out to people. But if you are of certain status, even telling somebody that, oh, I am jammed for as low as $100 US, they don't tend to believe it. They feel like you're making it up or something, you're faking it. So you get more burden if you are up there to a larger extent, or if you're somewhere and people think society view you as doing fairly well and things. Those are the people sometimes can rather go through difficulties. So yeah, sometimes when you reach out and identify with people like that, it can be very appreciated. It can be very appreciated because they're like, society see me, I work with one of like your biggest radio stations, a very big boss. Powerful people are afraid of me. But then you do traffic your lady to the bed, go break down somewhere, no piano. How you tell somebody For example, I'm just using an example, but these things can happen. So always check on people, reach out to people, check on them, and say, hey, my man, what's up? And, all that is important. Hello, folks, a pleasant good morning to all of you, and welcome to yet another exciting opportunity. A great way we'd like to welcome you to the Thursday morning edition of the Freedom Morning Rise. Freedom 87.9. Good morning to our friends, and followers. And those of you in the diaspora, it's always good to have you join us. Yesterday, we were sorry we weren't here. The government did a very terrible job on the Buja Island corridor. A very terrible job. The patches that they were doing on the road there, that cement pavement they were doing. It looks as if to say they blocked some areas. So it took the floor to a whole different level. Imagine the entire corridor was impassable, strangulating travelers and road users. But talk about the general issues about flood and disasters in the country. Has the government done much to better the situation than what they inherited? Are there plans? Do you believe that the government is putting some focus and attention on mitigating the issues of flood to a significant level? Or is it obvious that we just let it be, it's natural, so there can be no interventions? We talk about it because every time we continue to face these things, what other alternatives can we make? The government is wasting, for the most part, it's wasting two overhead bridge or bridges on the Tottenham Boulevard just within the same vicinity. Could the government consider a progressive conversation with the Chinese counterpart to divert some of these things and connect the battery factory to Syncore, battery factory to Syncore route, so that in the event where there is a problem on the Bridger Island, Barton area, people will have alternatives. We can live the same way 100 years ago our parents lived, and then we are in this age, we are still living like that. The same problems they encounter, they Barton, all of us encounter the same thing. They were born our own, they will encounter the same thing. What difference are we making, right? Go put 2, 3, 4, 5 to Southern Boulevard in the same neighborhood. And when you come back, all of us think, yeah, you go like, pom, pom, pom. Then we are so small minded, all of us celebrating, oh yeah. Even though Baga still the project, past project, but it's a national government thing, right? How are we making decisions on development? We doing development to solve problems, or we are just doing development to be seen as doing development? It's important as a country we ask these questions and find answers to them. But look, today we're gonna have conversations about a lot of things. Too many things happening, and yes, sadly, last yesterday morning, we all woke up to the very disastrous news about fire incident at the former President Nancy's residence, and this has created all kinds of mixed views and mixed reactions and all of that. So we have an official communication from the Congress for Democratic Change, its political institution, and we will look at that. And of course, there were some other eyewitness accounts, some of which we also have. We make sense of it all together. What is the status of any investigation, if there was any? Can the former president trust the fire service? Should the former president trust the fire service of the government of Liberia to go in his house and do an investigation there? Should he? All right. What will you advise? How can we get to the bottom of this? Plus this. So when all of these things are happening, first it was Bonati Kofa, then it became Sir Joseph, and now it's former President Weah himself. Unfortunately, when Sir Joseph happened, some people like Sir Joseph said it was a physician that did it. So I don't know what Sir Joseph will say today. Former President Weah house got a fire, right? So this plus other very important conversation we have around this oil block situation. We believe the natural resources of this country is for everybody, and those who have the privilege to leadership, whatever decision they make on the natural resources of our country has to be smart, and it must benefit we that are here today and the generations to come. The way Labrador has made decisions on her natural resources has been terrible compared to other areas. Let's look at Guinea right here, for example, where they have the Simandou mine. I think their portion of the Nimba Mountain that they're giving out to Rio Tinto and other people, right? The people projected 2040 for any active mining in that place. So from the time of the past president, all that thing you've been hearing, the people have laid the foundation for when proper mining begins. Some of what they're doing, they're sending young Guineans to specialize in geology and all of the related fields. They're sending them all over the place. Cuba, Germany, and other places, preparing the young generation to come by 2040 when they start to mine in their own on Nimba Mountain, right? They will be near themselves there, and they will not be talking about West Terry because they already have the professionals. But in Labrador, when we discover something, a Nigerian will come and sell it for us. The few officials that are there, they take their kids back there and they children and they enjoy their life. And this is so disheartening, but we'll talk about it. Hold on, good morning.
Good morning, Abu. Good morning to you and good morning to Liberian people following us here this morning. It's good to be back, just like you said. Yesterday we could not be here because of other issues. As a matter of fact, uh, yesterday I had to do a lot of things. But it's good we are here. But to the things, just like you said, yesterday Liberians were talking to start news of the home of the former president, but we are being caught by fire. But gratefully, we are here to tell that thank you that at least nothing happened to him, neither anyone of those who were. We are grateful together to be right here this morning to plan our week's partnership. So it's good to be here and we are glad to be together.
Definitely. So this is it. Kindly share the live. Kindly share the live and invite others. Fellow Liberians, there is a serious danger hovering over the future of this country that's being uh, organized, orchestrated through the clandestine uh, syndicate-like coordination of some powerful, well-positioned individual within our country. We are digging very deep, and of course, we are also gathering some of the very basic. I know the day we reach that point, maybe some of our life will come in direct danger now. From the things I'm hearing, the names and what they are up to, and I know we'll take the risks to expose it. And equally so, we are cognizant that it's going to be very, very risky. It's going to be a risky venture because they are powerful and they're determined. Because if they even rule towards the United States government and the United States people in what they're doing to this country, then what more about us, right? But God is our biggest protector. So for us, we are not afraid. This life that we carried is God that gave it to us. So we always count on Him to protect it. We do not have the power, the strength to protect ourselves. We know they are killers in power. They're manipulators. They're manipulating. Look, the future of this country. Let's forget about today. The government failed today already. Here, they fail. But to have few people to think that they will program and manipulate every rational system in this country, right? For their personal benefit. And some of them are sanctioned officials, people sanctioned by the US government. And you have, but look, this conversation when it begins, it will have to concern the office of the vice president, the office of Mangibi Senator Nukwe, the office of Fon County Senator Moy. Anybody in our group thought we had any kind of friendship, forget it. Just know say it's poor or it's temporarily suspended because I'm not even going to care about whatever. Oh, forget it. You on your own. You on your own. That guy who they have as PPCC, if Liberians means well right now, they should rally and remove that man. Or even the president, because that guy who they call PPC, the guy to PPCC here guy is no longer taking instruction from the president. I mean, he's not even considering the president anymore. Waka is done. He's finished. It is the cartel. It is a syndicate of these powerful people that are running the PPCC. They manipulate procurement processes. They imagine a PPCC man joins the vice president to go China to go inspect. You that's supposed to be the judge. You that's supposed to be sitting and the people come and submit the bid to you. And the public works ministry under Giddens has turned into a money laundering ground. What do I mean by that? These powerful cartel, these powerful syndicate, you know what they do? They put money into the budget on a fake contract, right? And they in who with construction companies and equipment companies. For example, if the project is valued for 200,000, he got to put 1.5 million, $2 million. And you, the contractor, you know that the contract like this, they will tell you clearly, but you go and sign and you will defend it. You go take the money, then they pass behind you. Their own money will come also first. And you're saying that you think the country is running normal, you think the country is running good. And when they read it talking about the days that passing around and I hear local telling somebody, oh, you trap blood, as if to say you're doing the right thing. Look way of all persons. But we won't ready you will get there. That PPCC member is done. It's finished. And one thing I can assure them is that Uncle Sam is watching. But we'll get there. Okay. So you want us to take some supper or you want us to talk because today is Thursday, we gotta make some money.
Yeah.
It's important.
So maybe we can just let our public know again we are here this morning, and of course, the back to school bonanza is still up and running, and many of you who have played since the beginning of the month up to where we are today, you play and you've won. The opportunity is yours to continue to play and increase your opportunity and chance of being the winner of 100,000 cash prize or 50,000, maybe the third place of 25 or several 10,000 that will go to several persons. So all you have to do, still 50 Liberian dollars, pick up your phone and that's star 255 star 1 hash, star 255 star 1 hash, or star 255 star 1 hash hash for just 50 LD or 25 cents. Under 10 minutes, we will be doing a draw if we can reach a threshold. But it is up to you. Today is Thursday. We want to give you money and also increase the opportunity of being a part of the back to school bonanza. The draw is going to be done just under 5 days. So you got 5 days between now to the 30th to play. So it's up to you. Pick up your phone. If you are using your button phone with that star 255 star 1 hash, or if you are using your smartphone with that star 255 star 1 hash hash, and then just for 25 cents USD or 50 Liberian dollars, you can win up to 15,000 here this morning. So between 5,000 to 15,000, you could win any of those prizes here this morning, and also increase your opportunity and your chance of being a part of the 100,000 scholarship fund. So let's take Crime Stoppers break and we'll come back. We hope to see whether we can reach the threshold and we'll do our first draw here this morning. So the next 10 minutes is up to you when we give money to somebody.
It's about musical. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime unfolding, don't take law in your hands for the real authority. Really can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must talk it, I mean you check. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it easy for them before. stopping crime for all of our Crime Stopper. The people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper. Stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia. From the center to interior. Crime Stopper. Keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia. From the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia. From the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us.
Is that place. At Makabe, we provide the following services: mechanical, technical work, computer diagnosis and scanning, key duplication and programming, air conditioning, alarm system, and body work and spray. We also sell genuine and generic spare parts for Range Rover, Mercedes-Benz, Suzuki, Chevrolet Tahoe, Nissan and Mazda, and most American cars. The good news is that Makabe has its hair garage in the Bronx, New York, the USA, where we have a huge stockpile of full synthetic mobile oil that is very good for your vehicles. Some of these oil, when used, can service your vehicle by itself for up to 4 to 6 months. We have gas treatment and fuel injector cleaner, original from the USA. We can get you any spare part for your car in Liberia from America in 4 working days, even if we are not the one working on your car. We also order spare parts for other garages in Liberia. We have a tow truck service. Get in touch with us. Just call 0778-324-567, 0778-320-366, or 0778-324-566. Makabe Garage and Spare Parts, Liberia's #1.
So I say me that you day, so I don't go feel. It's about musical. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you go. My enemy so she exactly when you know my knee. Last car following me. You was selling for pieces of silver. Go telling me selling a hero. I go up a jam won't bring me down. Say I will not make it in the left. Evil people so evil eyes. Telling Clipboard him of Ghana eyes. My enemy so she. 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 Say my blessing coming too far. I tell her say I like it jelada. Tina there even on scrap. I live in love, I feeling nice.
Oh yes, indeed. Putting our enemies to shame. Imagine they were celebrating yesterday while we did not bring the show. And we are now putting our enemies to shame. The U-Picks, the small U-Picks. You know, how the small peaks thing can be passing up and down. Oh, man, I say, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. We put your
Exactly when you know my need. Since you last car following me. They want to send me
It says Killer Boo
back or telling us.
featuring SRO.
Oh, my enemy to see.
The SRO, man, I know all that thing in the video. I know that AR thing or that real thing, but if that real thing, then it's really
Oh, my enemy to see.
made a rapid boom in the industry. That's a good thing.
Oh, my enemy to see. Oh, my enemy to see.
Wow, any miss to Shimo.
Disappointment will bring blessings. So, the thing I you saw you will repay. Oh,
Okay, so let's bring that one down, folks. This is the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9. A bit of Liberian join there for you to spice up and, of course, set the stage for the conversation here this morning. And, of course, wherever you are, fellow Liberians, every day you wake up, you have to pray for yourself and pray for the country. Liberia is in dangerous hands. We can't say everything because we're guided by some national security, commitments or personal commitment to the national security of our country. So, but the reason these things are happening, I believe, primarily is because the people that have power take the Liberian people for granted. So the more you are weak in the country, the more anybody or any group of people take power, they feel they can do anything and project themselves above the national interest. And this is exactly. For if it was a country where the leaders are afraid of the rift of the citizens, people will be afraid that even their names will be mentioned around things like that. But they're aware that no matter what, they just need to spread small money out, and then you have these attack dogs coming after Abu, and and all of that, and then the situation will die. Like when people who interest you're fighting for, there is no desire in them to rally around and say, "Oh, let's rally." So when we begin that conversation, it will be a series, and that will be a series to mobilize conscientize and rally Liberians to know that their future is clearly in danger. Exactly what we'll be doing. But this morning, we want to, first of all, begin the conversation with this. For some, it is a confession, and for others, it is belated. For any which way, let me what my man see no one. See no one is the guy. Yeah, who did it? Man, I'm coming back. Man, I'm coming back. Let's get this, and there will be few things. The thing like Grandfather Labyrinth, because people used to listen to Spoon. You remember one time they went back to the day someone interviewed them. They said, "Yeah, that Spoon I want for you to be here because that y'all used to be lying to us. That y'all, yeah, donation. That y'all used to be lying to us. This that so that Spoon I wanted to talk to. So my people, the reality coming now. I've seen Spoon that used to be lying. Spoon is now confessing. So when Spoon confess, we will not leave you. We want for the co-seller, the Weber people, for all of them to hear a kolo with their ear and know that when we sat here and said the people were lying, it is true that they were lying. And this is where we are. Right? This is where we are. So listen.
Leader. Like that. That should be an example.
Recognizing President Weah's leadership traits and attributes, recognizing his humanity, recognizing his respect for human beings, recognizing his respect for Liberians, in spite of disagreement. This is the only man that breaks bread with Costa after everything he did. This is the only man that breaks bread with how do you call the other man this weekend? Yeke Koluba. After everything that done, he saw him as a Liberian. You have seen these people as Liberian more than the insult that the director at him. That is leadership. And come on and say, oh, for those of you, you see leadership from, speaking BB book, speaking BB, then they say, oh yeah, man, you have got nothing to talk. Man. Hey, I want a man go to now, and speak according to his grace. Eh? You go among his friends, tell me last people, you go stand, you know time, you can't respect time, you go stand among people, you acting like Gorbachev Market is talking, you have to talk to the guy to call him off. Call the old man off. He's standing there. The other one separate chicken. You know, call him mark off. Then he's talking. Everybody looking at him. His grace and sheen. His friend them sounding BBD. Look at Sierra Leone right here. Then you get there passing around when you see somebody on the deal. Oh, somebody you go tell the person let me take a picture of them. That is nonsense they're probably doing down there. You go stand near UAE and man. Go post this thing. You have any prior arrangement with the people, we will expose all the things. Look, the old man has no vision. He has no agenda. He goes to these forums empty-handed. He goes to this forum with no. Look at Sierra Leone, for example. The World Bank has approved Sierra Leone's latest development program. Power and energy, sustainable energy, right? The African Development Bank has approved. The MCC just approved its compact for the people. We say now here, our men say they know book. They go to international forum, they can read nothing, no convincing, no smart program. That was suffering all. The Bonsue just passing around here, talking loosely, Gafon that number one on radio. Put paper to work now, go convince other people in different countries that your idea makes sense. You know, it was Sierra Leone people idea making sense in the war. Liberian people idea ain't making sense. That the simplest way to put it. But you say that the most experienced man you get as president, you go talk, he's standing the calling or he even know the calling of. Be making people better. Oh, yeah, listen to Stanton.
Brother, we have shown us the greatest respect. He never met me in his entire life. The first day he met us, he gave us nothing but respect. He showed Liberians that returned to the country at that time the greatest respect. He spent almost 5 hours with us, and some people condemned him for it. We ate, and thereafter he was inviting us to Jamaica Resort, even to his home. But because we were leaving, some of us were leaving, the next day we couldn't make it. He invited us to go play basketball and all. And that's why our leadership.
And that he did that with a Stanton that were insulting, castigating, and demonizing his government. Can you imagine in your mind that Bouaka will stoop and so high to consider an olive to sit down in one space with Abu Sharif, Hagar Gonda, KOK, Austin, AB? Can you imagine? What does that say to you?
Abu, let's just remind you quick about the so-called meeting the president
to the
journalists. You know that journalists from institutions that they believe that are not within their line. You know that I'm sure you heard about the treatment that was meted against them. So it just tells you how unserious this government is. It tells you how the president is not even able. And they play with tissue. Not knowing they had transportation there for journalists, but only people that they consider as bare boys, media bare boys to them, but the ones they give opportunity to benefit from that transportation.
But when we start 4 to 5 hours with the most critical people, spoon deceive and misled the Liberian people against the inner media network in this country. So we have sometimes we start to go from Bouaka, the Evo, In fact, who will go there? That me would look at my life and raise my life to go there. To go pour something inside the water. But let yeah.
You understand? And yet in still, Paul, we ran after Joey till we got him out of power. So look at Costa. Joey spoke to her and said, talk to me. Disagree with me. Let me listen to your call. Let me listen to your cry. Let me listen to you. And at the end, you decide what you want to do. You want to support me, it's on to you. If you don't want to support me, that's your business. But at least I've made peace with myself by talking to you. Oh, yeah, we ate. Yeah, we ate the fish. Oh, yeah, we can go to the tip. We inside. I mean, can it happen again? Yes, it can happen again. 100 times. I don't think he got ever hate. And someone said he wanted your vote. I don't think he wanted my vote. He never got my vote. But it was just him. And everybody would say, oh, you don't know him, that's all. You don't know him, that's all. It's not about you don't know him, that's all. But he showed himself to say these are young Liberians, men and women, that have been fighting for this country and checkmating us. Calling Samuel to a name, and guess what happened? We met Samara Bolokoli. You know, we beat on Samara Bolokoli, right? We met him there after. We met Serena Sifas that condemned Samara Bolokoli on that day. People were telling Joey not to come, but he didn't listen to them. He listened to his own inner self. And yet in still, Paul, we ran after Joey until we got him out of power.
Yeah.
So look at Costa. Joey spoke to Costa. Joey welcomed Costa back. So it's something about him. I'm not going to praise Joe Manuel. We have to tell you the truth. But it's something about him. Now I think the mindset of Joe, we have political reward is not in heaven, it's on earth. If you're in the struggle with me, you will be rewarded. You don't blame George Manuel for the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Yeah.
It was a celebration for Liberians to come back home.
Yeah, for yourself.
It was that celebration, the years of the return. The government spent a lot of money. The country was booming at the time. People were on the street. Liberians from all over the world came back home. The most important part, let me say this to you. President Weah at the time, he had the seat on the stage for me. But you know why I didn't attend? My luggage got stuck up. I remember that. He had to went to different stores here and there for us to go look for clothes. We couldn't attend the program. So don't do this because your fellow Liberians, the president, the leader of Liberia, welcome them home in a very special way. Spend some time with them. And my brother, let's take away the partisan hat. You may hear George Manuel, but I do believe he welcomed Liberia home and he was grateful that he has some few good Liberians out there that came with pride and dignity and he associated himself with them.
We say you coming back?
We tell people to take your contract from you. He will deny you. So that is the difference, fellow Liberians. When we come here, we tell you that Weah is a better leader, character than Boakai. These are the facts. And it's coming from within and among those people who dangerously campaign against Weah. So I don't know what my man Senkio's Kanye will be. You be good thing, you go far around, you be passing around for a bad thing.
So it's good that it's coming from within, Abu. All of these things we said them before. We are not surprised by these confessions. People like Stanton knew the right thing. They knew what the real things in this country was. But when they sat on their platforms and made Liberians believe that Weah was the most terrible person that this country has ever produced, they knew within themselves that Weah did better. Weah was doing his best back then. But because of their internal motive, because of their own greed, Stanton then fought Weah in this country. They fought the CDC government because of their desire. They had thought that when Boakai became president, they would have had the highest stake or say in the government. Now, the reality has surfaced before them. They are disappointed. So these confessions will come up. You will listen to many of these things, not only from Stanton. You listen to many of these confessions from even within the very cycle of the president. People working with the president can sit today and admit to you and I that we are did better. Oh, you know how many of them we spoke to in confidence that have said this to us? But during the campaign, during the regime of former President George Weah, all of what he fought to do, they tried that. We told you this before. We said all that noise you heard these men causing around was not really because of the love for country. If it was because of the love for country, they would have told you back then, let's carry George Weah. But because of personal greed, because of their own selfish interest, they fought and said, let's carry Boubacar, even though many of them knew that this old man, health-wise, he's not strong enough to rule this country. And everything, in fact, connection-wise, you don't have a single connection that will explore opportunities for our country. For all of these things, they just wanted to be there. So as a result of that, they did everything they could do. Deceive you. Went to their own internet cafe around, and why you see them today after the World Trade Center. These were places that they sat there and printed fake documents to present it on national platform and convince you, deceive you into voting for Boubacar and understanding and thinking that Boubacar is the right choice.
And that the very thing they know that what you see they closing the World Trade Center down.
Because they feel that opposition members will go there and do similar thing that they did. So as a result of that, they decided that we'll close this World Trade Center because all of the fake documents and records that we did here, they are still here. Those opposition guys are capable of coming here to do similar things. So the only thing we can do, let's close down the World Trade Center. They can't tell you no other reason why they're going there to close the World Trade Center. They can't tell you no reason. Because if it is for criminal purpose, when you go somewhere, you see that Hagar is in possession of something, what you do is you arrest Hagar. Crimes under our law is not transferable. But because they say, oh, somebody, they went there to purposely close down World Trade Center and they needed only a justification. What's the justification they're giving? They can't tell you anything.
All right, Hagar, well said on that. And so I'm going to know. So the video we played, the credit is to Mr. Ta, right? I thought it was two near one. Because I got it from two near one too. But yeah, Samsung made it, and then they caught it, and of course we have what we have. But these things, they're out there. So credit to all of you patriotic sons that are always looking for their small confessions and sending it to us. We'll keep using it. So it's very like doing the health workers that they lie to. The health workers then that get sense. The one who sense not going to people water when they were dancing. The one they will listen. They will follow. You know what it means, right? Look at the country now. You have a president who says something, and then a certain clique of people, the names are called to you. Besides another thing, right? To a point where the president is embarrassed. I say this thing here. And let me see when we have these conversations if the president will not take action. That man who to that PPC does not, if anybody means well right now, that man has violated all of the laws. That guy's a puppet. Kune knocking here around. Kune knocking here around. The man are agent passing around. A PPCC man, integrity man that's supposed to be there. And the integrity man is a cartel man now. He's in the cartel passing around. Oh yeah, do the one, yeah. Do no objection, do it like this, yeah, do it like that, yeah, do it like this. Right? And we asked ourselves, why is the vice president interested in doing business with the Chinese more than his fellow Liberian citizen? Have we asked ourselves why? Right? Don't you know that most corrupt officials in this country believe that they can get their kickbacks secure if they're dealing with foreigners than dealing with Liberians company? But when they come on the radio, they talk about promoting Liberian businesses and promoting Liberian investment and all of that. How do you promote that? if you believe you have to steal from the country, and to steal from the country, you got to deal with foreigners. Yeah? Who's not aware that the vice president have always had trucks and equipments with golden beryllium in the southeast? A very Chinese man he's fronting for now is a very Chinese man that been giving him those Chinese kites that the vice president and other powerful people been sending, so he gave them loan, and then in reward, this is conflict of interest. Vice president insists that this man must win the bid. This man must somebody go through the process, wins the bid. There's a proof. If I read for you a public web ministry communication, you will hold your head and say, but then how can you say the one that you come by and say another one? Then you say, oh, the financial plan, right? You go to UBA. UBA clearly say that this client of ours, right? This company of that's here with us have the liquidity position to pre-finance this whole thing. So where do you say that the people are not in the best? So what is your financial plan? But anyway, this is the rescue government that you wish for, that's bringing Liberian businesses down, preferring Chinese and foreign business people because of kickbacks. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We'll get there. So yesterday we all woke up to this very disturbing news. And like I said, there's been lots and lots of different reactions. So I'm going to send the communication to you guys so that you post it up on the page. We post it up on the page quickly. So that you know exactly the CDC wrote. Right, where is the CDC sticking? Okay, I got it. Let's put it up.
So just continue to play, Abu, and we're going to do our next draw to give 5,000 to somebody just very shortly, under 3-4 minutes. So all you need to do is pick up your Lone Star Cell MTN mobile money phone. That's star 255 star 1 hash, star 255 star 1 hash, or if you are using the smartphone, you dial star 255 star 1 hash, and just for $50 Liberian dollars or 25 cents, you could be a winner of up to 15,000 Liberian dollars right here this morning.
So we woke up the former president house. We all woke up to the news on yesterday that the former president house caught fire and was burned, right, significantly. And so the chairman of the party confirmed that the fire had some real impact on the property. So eyewitness account also established that the fire began around 11 to 12 p.m. the night before. And then the struggle community. Imagine the former president had to drive all the way to come, right, and start talking to community people to assist. Imagine moving from where we are to come to 9th Street, and fire service moving from right here on Kerry Street or Ashmont Street to go and quench the fire. Imagine the distance, right? Imagine a fire beginning at 11 and then people struggling all the way to around 2 to 3 a.m. before they quench the fire, right? So just try to understand. As much as investigations and other things are being conducted, but let's reason around the narrative we've already heard or listened to from accounts, right? So an interview was done with an eyewitness and one young man who was part of the process to put the fire off. one fact that we have to establish is that as the UP apologists have been sharing that, oh, thanks to fire service did not quench the fire. Fire service did not even respond in time. Community dweller call on fire service, they never show up. They had to take the community dwellers in the community to go ahead, start taking sand from on the beach, using the pool water to quench the fire, right? Taking risks and coming to the assistance of the former president. And that was what happened. So I said one day in the morning. By the time they got there, it was finished. And that's how you saw them produce that AR video and put a who's that is not even with fire service. And in fact, we're interested to know that when fire service even got there, according to the account, they were complaining that the who had problems. Can you imagine?
And I listened to the fire service was probably on the radio this morning, bragging that yes, we caught the fire off.
That's not true. It's a blatant lie. By the time they got there, that the people were inside. You can see the young man standing. You see the young man standing. And you know that yeah, they were the one that had sleepless night to do what it did. So the point is, we can't have a country and a situation where state institutions will only be available. Right?
Yeah. On 9th Street, as you may be aware that, and I've given diverse view on the. Unfortunately, I have come, and some young people are around. They are citizens, they are community dwellers, and of course we cannot talk to
all the
them.
news,
So
all
welcome.
the
What is your name?
noise,
Were you here last night about the issue?
My name is Melvin Foley.
Okay, Melvin Foley.
Yeah.
Are you a resident of this community?
Yes.
So were you here last night, or what you observed yesterday?
Yeah, they didn't stop at 11:30. We always sit down in the kitchen. We have one or two phone for our friend and our brother. But always when we're having fun, the same people who will save land there, the people can say, they calling people we beat themselves, we beat them. You should not knowledge and things. So land there, one of our brother living down there, they call him Avril, and he was sorry. Happy smoke coming from the president. After was sitting here, he said, you can't go work, you're going to change the shoe. With the president was, the former president was, the smoke coming on his side. Go look now, happy fire, we're already in the house. Try to call fire brigade, no way, there was no security in the compound, only also security was so on 110. They said that the fire coming from down the beach, now in the compound.
So the security
So the
personnel
party, but the smoke coming from in the house, said that, say, for the compound. When they went out, they checked out the smoke. Now follow the whole thing. Now they call the president can't have no security officer. I was saying that for all you come over here. I don't pass it. So they were up.
Yeah. The former president, we are in seven. He called them and he said, when I called the community to come help to respond to fire. At that time, our video was nowhere. So the mayor gave former president, we are gave for rehab to all the way up. Right? And phone time to talk to the community, to fire brigade, say where.
So for fire service leaving from right here to go to 9th Street, and for somebody leave from Pingsville and come to 9th Street, which is no shelter.
The fire.
The president said, yeah, the ex-president said that you go ahead.
Former president, we are. He said I should help him. Kim also. On when they were helping off the fire, we all same on the beach. Down there, we left there almost 2:30. We get a lot of agents around Kim. We get Moses Ascala Green.
So, but this is serious. So, that man, he don't know nobody. And they were the young people. So, what time fire brigade? Say, will you fire brigade? Everybody on fire brigade. So, what time fire brigade? Yeah. What time fire brigade say that they don't want to call the fire? So, my point is, response to emergency is important. And this is just because it is the case of former president we are, right? But this is the same way other ordinary people who get burned down and fire brigade will be saying I'm playing checker. Right? They took all the fire trucks in that they brought, they sent them to concession companies and rented them out. $20,000. Right?
Mhm.
So they do the uptake, all 579 and bring truck, this small water truck. Then they go ahead, collect the fire truck, and send it in a bush. The same thing Gregor Como doing with the police will send it to fire service will get in the truck, they can send it and pull it on rent.
But you know they can do this, huh? They can go to those dealers. You take their vehicle, the fire service, have motorbike, and all of those things. They will take it and can't break down. Government thing, or now they finish, you can put it back and go park it in your garage.
Skin.
That's serious. I know.
So that really the CDC. I just wanted to clear that fact. Why it keeps confusing, and because you know the current president has not, and what I was asked is that women like in last year, they won't call it fire, or community call it fire. We allow the men to go, so the community do investigation. This wrong. But you reach out and they can do investigations. Look at what happened to the court yesterday. Right? A suspect collapsed in court. In all of the culture, medical people, children coming die in Buckingham. Instead of George Roosevelt winning. Roosevelt winning. Deny defense the opportunity to excuse that suspect to go and seek further medical attention. Grab that man of the seaway and go pull him back to the cell. This is the country we are in. Where a medical report comes with clear confirmation of torture, to solicit evidence. The judge say, I don't see that one. No, I will not see it. Go to the executive emergency, the president ministry says, go to the case. So let's go to the case. Regular emergency, the president says, that hooligan. So very Bosnia, so they're common people here. It makes sense to call them hooligans. You see why they always like to keep us at that state? So when they're looking for hooligans, they just grab you.
Yeah, put you there.
And
you feel there.
You feel there. So satisfied, every time they show the many pictures of the president, they say, oh yeah, these are the hooligans. This is nonsense. Let's read the statement from the CDC as regards to the fire injury. The CDC, of course, they consider it an attack. What did they say?
Congress for Democratic Change, the CDC, Office of the National Chairman, Temporary National Headquarters, Swanko, Cinco, Monrovia, Republic of Liberia, for immediate release, September 24, 2025. CDC condemns premeditated attack on former President George Manuel Weah, calls for international independent investigation. The United Congress or Coalition for Democratic Change, or the CDC, strongly condemns the recent fire incident at the residence of our political leader and former President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency George Manuel Weah. We regard this unfortunate incident as a premeditated attack on his life, intended to undermine his safety and destabilize the peace of our nation, the release says. We record that during one of President Weah's return to Liberia, the Rados International Airport, RIA, became a scene of violence when personnel of the Armed Forces of Liberia, or the AFL, attacked CDC partisans and supporters who had assembled to receive him. Furthermore, during his recent entry, armed police officers were again sanctioned at the airport stationed at the airport, uh, where several of our partisans were brutally manhandled, placed in handcuffs, and in some instances jailed. These are acts of intimidation unbecoming of a democratic society. In addition, the Unity Party or the UP Zealous have engaged in a campaign of disinformation and misinformation, including the circulation of fake AI generated image purporting to depict the bedroom of former President Weah. Such acts are not only deceptive, but are also calculated attempts to mislead the public and tarnish the image of our political leader. The writing is smaller, so I have to bear. We wish to assure the public that His Excellency, former President George Manuel Weah, is safe, well, and is in good health. However, we called for a forensic, international, and independent investigation into this incident, one that is void of lies, deception, and fakery, to ensure that the truth is revealed and justice is served. The CDC remains committed to safeguarding the peace, unity, and democracy of Liberia. We caution against reckless actions and urge all actors to respect the sanctity of human life, democratic principles, and the rule of law. Signed, Janga or Anthony Janga Augustus, co-national chairman.
So the CDC believes that the incident at the former president's house was premeditated and carried out. And I think they have all political grounds to say what he said, and they have all moral right to say what he said. They're precedent. And so if you think that it was not premeditated, if you think the government had no hands inside, or agents of the government had no hands inside, adhere to their demand and invite and ensure an international independent investigation of the process. And if the government refuses to do that, that will mean the government does not want to be exposed. That will also mean that what the CDC said is true, and the government don't want it to come to light because they know if they bring independent international investigators, they will be able to uncover a deliberate, premeditated attack on the home of the former president of the Republic of Liberia, thereby declaring insecurity and the lack of protection for any life in the country. That people are using national electricity or power to attack opponents. Oh yeah, so you gotta prove yourself clean. You gotta prove it. The government gotta come clean because there are a lot of things that demonstrate that this government is determined to eliminate opponents. What do you need? Right? They have said it openly, and they have taken action that clearly indicate their desire to eliminate opponents, fierce opponents, and rivals. You think we're going to sugarcoat the facts when they are glaring, they're all over? You don't know that the government is prepared and willing to kill people. You don't know that. Have they not demonstrated it? So when the political party, right, let's go back in history and listen when Luther Tapper Horse caught a fire on the very morning. The Secretary General of the Unity Party, Amos Tuer, was there. He addressed the press. Listen to him.
I try to downplay it, or other members of the opposition community. So this is an attack not just on the Unity Party, not just on a national chairman, but it's an attack on the whole of the opposition community in Liberia. And this is well calculated.
So, Honorable Secretary General, I said go back to the question that you said you've been seeing and hearing. Have you reported this to the Liberian?
sleeping in their house. One of them got very severely burned. Currently, they are at the Day hospital. So we consider this in the opposition community as an attack on the opposition.
What exactly before Sinaban police come in? This is an allegation. You say you've been observing the situation that apparently was going to happen. But did you report this to the public? Did you report it to relevant authorities that look, we're seeing individual who have been, apparently telling the chairman and that subsequently this has happened? Did you report it to relevant authority?
We have been raising the alarm. We've been raising the alarm there. In the first place, the intimidation started from Bon County when we were having our convention. The national chairman of the CDC was in Bon County, and he was using young folks to try to thwart the democratic will of the people, to disturb the convention. And so the moment we came back to Monrovia, this situation started to occur, and we started to raise the alarm bell with other relevant authorities, not just in government, but even in the Unity Party. And so this is the situation. That's what it has culminated to this action on the national chairman. So,
correct. So you listen to young, terribly looking Amos Tuer, hungry looking Amos Tuer, then as Secretary General of the Unity Party, but today he looked very fabulous. He looked very, very handsome, very nourished, and dresses very nice. He's in public office now. But this was Amos Tuer as the Secretary General. And you listen to his premise. He said, the action was an action attack on the chairman. He said in Bon County, so all these things, blah, 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 referencing all the Bon County convention, blah, blah, what he saw. Now, by this standard, don't you think the CDC is right to also claim that this was an attack orchestrated, engineered by elements within the government and approved by the President of the Republic of Liberia, who was demonstrated by all measures that he is afraid of George Weah. He does not want to see George Weah anywhere. It hurts him to hear that George Weah is in the country. He locked the airport terminal from George Weah, nearly killed him, and they had to go to Sierra Leone and land in Sierra Leone before they're able to come back to other arrangements with the country. That was a direct threat to George Weah's life by the government through a call from the executive mansion to the airport when the people were in the air about to land and deny them, changing the order in mid-air. One. When the man landed on the airport, the very executive mansion deployed what? Armed toting AFL personnel to intimidate and create a scene. Every time they do it, Joshua escapes through his message of peace and tolerance and calm. Because if he does not, if the CDC force goes into confrontation, will use that as a means and they will get their target. So I think the way your head and screwed how everybody looking. So you thought it made sense when Amos Tuer then lied, even though fire service investigation subsequently proved that it was an electrical shock. Right? The UP chairman then was using Chinese wire in your house and it burned the place. But when journalists went there, he lied. He said in fact it's a national issue. The opposition rallying opposition to come. This is an attack on the political opposition of the country. Blah blah. Amos Tuer then said that. Right? A little known tapper who are using motorcyclists for relevance in a country that somebody will go going here forward. Then a global icon, a world leader figure in George Weah. That's a fact. That's a fact. And say, oh, the CDC must go and say, oh, that Holy Mary Bene, that's nonsense. So we believe these are dangerous moments. The president must take this seriously. You yourself will be former president one day. You were former vice president, yet nobody subjected you to attack. Look at the recent incident to the airport. The former president announced they are coming to the country. What did the government do? They sent all the riot police with their heavy guns, water cannon to the airport, engaging partisans, engaging them, as if to say there was some kind of war going on to create a situation that when former president we are less, and then they can trap him into something, and then it becomes a problem. Right? So these are the basis that's informing the CDCs that look, this is premeditated and this is something that we should not take lightly. And of course, the government must give account because there have been imminent threat and danger to the life of our political leader and former president of the republic. And there have been public and private conversations among top us within the Buakai government expressing desire for Weah's elimination. And then in no time you see fire on Weah house. Weah barrel. So this is it. Right? This is exactly what it is. So they will have to come and they will have to tell us right? So here's what the National Fire Service says. Press statement issued by the Liberia National Fire Service on the recent fire incident around Monrovia and its environs. Fellow Liberians, the Liberia National Fire Service wishes to provide the public with updates regarding fire incident around Monrovia and its environs, including a fire incident at the residence of retired General Prince C. Johnson, Director of the National Security Agency, and a fire incident at the residence of former President George M. Weah. Huh? What kind of people here, so? Fire incident at the residence of retired General Johnson. First of all, when Prince C. Johnson own happened, the in government, the very government book. In fact, this kid, James Woody, that they use, the government spent a lot of money on, declared that it was an arson. Ignorantly saying that arsonists went to a national security agency boss house. Arsonists, the men are supposed to have all the intelligence in this country, and somebody is supposed to plan to go and bring a house down that he can get information on it. That means he work to be NSA director. That man should be removed. That means he work to be NSA director. They should move him from there and get him back in the barrack. Right? So when the Union Party boys carry that nonsense, and then they listen to people like say, oh, they were making mistakes. Let's get the other propaganda back. That's how they took the propaganda back. On September 21, at about 3 o'clock a.m., the National Fire Service received a call of a fire outbreak. A resident of retired blah 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 in New Kemantown, Guinea Community, Soul Clinic, Pinsville, blah blah blah, that Prince C. Johnson owned there. Fire incident at the residence of former President George Weah. Prince C. Johnson here, people don't go Weah. On September 24, 2025, at about 12:48 a.m. Wednesday morning, the Liberia National Fire Service received a call that the 9th Street residence of former President George Weah was gutted by fire. Upon receiving the call, the second shift crew at the station 1 Station 1 on Ashmont Street immediately departed the station at 12:48 a.m. and arrived at the fire scene at 12:54 a.m. while the station 1 was fighting the fire. Station 4 and 5, along with ambulance, went as backup to Station 1, according to the firefighters. The origin of the fire was from the former president's room on the first floor. The fire later spread to the bed, dresser, and window. Major George S. David, commander of the second shift, observed that the current was functioning at the time of combating, was fluctuating at the time of combating the fire. The team believed that the cause of the fire was as a result of electrical shock. They are nonsense, bro. They group of people are nonsense people.
So the fire incident to the home of the former president compared the fire service to outlet. They are giving us update on fire incidents across Maserado. But mind you, now since the inception of this Bwaka administration, there has been
right? The George Weah happened subsequently. And in no time they are able to conclude on the cause of fire.
Yeah.
But up to now, they have not concluded on the cause of fire for Quincy
Johnson house.
On a fire that happened before George Weah. In Quincy Johnson, they say investigation to establish the cause of the fire is ongoing. But they finish concluding George Weah on the cause of fire. The fact that can annoy people, when you try to put politics into everything. And you think nobody will uncover it. How come ever since you've been investigating Princeton Johnson? How many
Princeton Johnson happened more than 4 days before yesterday's event.
Then you say, well, Princeton Johnson, you still investigating the cause of fire.
But you've been able to establish in less than 24 hours. You've been able to establish the cause of fire at the home of the former president.
You need rocket scientists to tell you, say they know what they're doing. Well, I hear from Liberians and know. So you already know. Clearly, this is a dangerous country. This is a dangerous place to be right now. As a critical voice, as an opposition, when you get business, they go after you. They go after people's life directly. This is directed. And this is bad for our democracy. And the MCC people in the country, thank God they were here. And the government is doing these things. Right? So, Mr. President, I'm aware that you're very worried. Your biggest prayer now is to pass MCC compact. But Mr. President, your lieutenants are taking decisions that will undermine it. Your vice president, your police director, your public works minister, Senator Mui, Senator Nukwe, right? They are undermining it. I'll tell you why. And I want to see how the MCC will give them all these informations, and they will still think Liberia is befitting and qualified in keeping with the requirements. The government must do the right thing to get the right thing. You can't be here going after opponent and thinking that you satisfy the benchmark. You won a democratic election, and then you are leading so undemocratically to a point where a man who is believed to have hijacked a democratic election in Madabio is leading so democratically that he is attracting global recognition. And you who won democratically, you are getting so terribly unfavored internationally. Everywhere you go, the people may follow you, will get 30 billion, you go, you come back via Momo. You go another place, oh yeah, I can't. You just want MOU, yeah. Okay, sign MOU, get the paper, you go, you come to our international airport. We sign MOU, MOU, the whole world making fun all of the country now, making fun all of the president. Anybody saying, oh, these people love MOU. Come, look, y'all arrange one MOU and give it to them. Other people carrying money to their country. The president is known for MOU, passing up and down. That take calls.
And we can do that on 0776 104 104 086 500 104 are the numbers. You can call us on